Pride is the devil, and I think it got a hold on me. Pride is the devil. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Confidence builds you up, pride blinds you like a flashbang, and the moment you believe you can't fail, you're already making out with the ground. Pride comes before the fall. Everyone knows this phrase, my apologies. But what does this age old adage have to do with our lives, and how is it applicable in our daily movements? Today, we're going to break down why pride is considered the root, the very origin of all sin. This is day 7 of the series, Seven Deadly Sins in 7 days. The final episode, man, it's been a beautiful, long, delicious journey. If you've watched the whole series, comment your favorite episode, man. Let me know. Let me know. But let's get back into it. Pride, pride, pride. How cunning you are. Pride takes so many different forms. But before we understand them, we need to ask ourselves, what is pride? So, pride is characterized or defined as an exaggerated self esteem or conceit. It's like being bigger than your britches, like my OG used to tell me, bigger than your britches. Too much gas in the head, you know what I mean? But there is a difference, an important distinction needs to be made right now between confidence and pride. So, confidence is an internal belief that that you him, you know what I'm saying? But it also comes with a certain level of humility. It's like, I'm him, but that means I have a responsibility to give back and help people who may be less fortunate than me, or whatever the case may be. And it's focused on, I'm him, or I'm confident in who I am, but I still have more to grow and develop into. Now, pride, on the other hand, pride is ego driven. It's driven by, yeah. But sometimes it's also driven by insecurities. It's driven by, I don't believe that I'm good enough. So I am just going to keep on saying it outwardly and hope that other people believe it. And pride is also built on superiority, or that thought of being superior in comparison to other individuals. So, real quick, let me tell you a story. So, back when I used to play high school basketball in my hooping days, I thought I was dumb. You feel me, bro? Nobody could tell me nothing. I'm not gonna lie, I was averaging, you feel me, 20 plus, whatever the case may be, I was cool. So, boom, when I get to college, right, I'm thinking it's gonna be sweet. You know what I mean? I pull up to the gym first day. I'm like, man, I can't wait. Everybody gonna pass me the ball. I'm gonna be the number one option. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get up all the shots I need to get up. I'm just gonna be cooking people. You know what I mean? Boom. I walk into the gym. I'm over here just trying. If you a real hooper, you know you gotta tie your shoes while checking out the competition. So that's what I was doing, right? So I'm looking at the opposition or really my teammates there on the court, and they playing king of the court. So it's like a little one-on-one scenario where they have a certain amount of dribbles to score starting at the 3-point line. So my teammate goes, hus hus, throws it off the backboard and dunks it. G Willikers, G Willikers, gang. He just jumped from dang near the free throw line. And it was at that point when I realized that there are levels to this, and I wasn't him. And it was just a reality check for me. It completely humbled my pride. It was a one, two, punch from reality. And the lesson of this is pride blinds you. It's like horse blinders. It helps you, it only makes you focus on the things that you are doing good at. It makes you impartial or turn a blind eye to the things that you may not be succeeding at. But pride isn't just a personal problem. It's something that everyone struggles with. So the question becomes, why do people become prideful in the first place? That's a great question. I'm glad I asked it. So, one of the main things or the main reasons that we see how pride forms is often insecurity. or overcompensation. Like, have you ever seen somebody who takes a huge amount of pride in their lifted Ford F-150? No, 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 no. Let me, before y'all start going crazy in the comments, oh, chill on my truck, gang, chill on my truck. You feel me? There's nothing wrong with driving an F-150. But sometimes people begin to lift kits, the ginormous wheels, because they're overcompensated. You know what I mean? They don't want to feel small on the road. And that is a place in which pride can form. Another one is constant comparison. Some people will see people doing better than them and they'll find a way to belittle it to keep that image of them being superior in their mind. Or they'll see someone that's not doing as well and be like, oh yeah, I'm so much better than you, and I'm going to outwardly be overly showing it. And another way that pride forms is praise without humility. Like, for example, when I was in playing high school basketball, I thought I was him because, you know what I mean? I was the one main person scoring. I was doing this, I was doing that. I was putting up these stats, and everybody was telling me, "Oh, Ethan, yeah, you him, bro. You like that, you like that." But the fact of the matter is, I wasn't getting that same amount of humility, which was made the entire situation disproportionate and skewed my reality, you know what I mean? To be an extremely prideful guy when I wasn't even really like that in the grand scheme of things. And but pride also shows up in interesting ways in our society. Like people were prideful about their money. They're prideful about their brand, like their identity. They're prideful about their clout. They're prideful about their followers. Like they'll swear, "Oh, bro, let's go band for band." Like, let's go band for band. Like that means you're putting your value into the amount of blue faces you have in your pockets. Or people be like, "Oh, who you talk about?" People, have you ever tried to DM somebody and they acted overly famous because they got 4,000 followers on Instagram? It's like, come on, gang. You not an A-list celebrity. You can't even say what's up, you know what I'm saying? And that's because some people be equating the status equivalent to value when that's not even the case. And then another way pride shows up in our society is by a lack of accountability. Have you ever seen somebody do something that's so egregiously obviously their fault and yet they refuse to take accountability for it? Like, for example, you could be driving, right? I was driving down the E-way. You could see somebody, I look over to my right, I see somebody driving on their phone. Boom, their lane is ending though, and I'm ahead of them, right? So I'm just driving straight. They speed up trying to pass me, not realizing that their lane is ending, and then start trying to come over, like, you know what I mean? About to sideswipe me. I'm like, gang, this ain't GTA. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? But then they're gonna start flipping me off, all type of stuff, and I'm like, brother, you're in the wrong. You know what I mean? Where's the accountability? And that's just another one of the ways it shows up in our world. It's just people saying my fault, I was wrong, is going extinct. It really is going extinct. And this is becoming egregious. And pride is dangerous because a lot of the times people won't necessarily even look for the truth of a situation. They'll look for their truth. They're look for any evidence that supports what they originally wanted to believe about the situation. And that's so dangerous because it can create, like, each of those small things can add up and create an overall skewed worldview. And that's how you'll come across these individuals that are so out of touch with reality. And it's not because they're living a completely different life. But I mean, granted, everyone is like experiencing reality in their own way. But a lot of times in this case, it's because people will only notice or pay attention to what they want to notice and things that agree with them. And this confirmation bias can be so dangerous, which is why it's so important to sometimes be like, maybe I'm wrong. Let me look at it from someone else's point of view. Let me see how this could have been perceived by someone else. You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes pride so dangerous, is because a lot of the times it can blind. It makes you believe you don't need correction. You already had it right. You know what I mean? You don't need help because you already know it all. You're above everybody else because everything that you see just confirms what you were saying all along, which means you were right, which means everyone else is wrong. And this is ultimately what brings us back to the age old adage: pride comes before the fall. So if this message has resonated with you, go ahead, do your boy a favor, like and subscribe, and send it to your homie he was a little too big for his britches. Maybe he's wearing them size 15s and he needs to be wearing them size 12 britches. But send it to your homie. And go ahead, if you haven't, go ahead and watch the other episodes in this series. And I hope you enjoy. I'll see y'all in the next one. This is E. Be smooth.